Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time watching, then welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do this nice warm golden winged out cut crease look using the XO Beauty Native palette. This is my second time using the palette and I have to say so far I'm like obsessed. The colours are really nice and pigmented and creamy, especially the shimmers, which I find that is the case with like most palettes, that the shimmers always have a really nice formula, and I think it's just, you know, science. But even the matte ones are really nice to work with and I found quite easy to blend out as well. So yeah, I had a lot of fun creating this look. It's something a little bit different. It might not seem different to you guys, but to me it's something different, so it's been fun to kind of branch out a little bit. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy what I came up with because I'm really happy with it. And if you'd like to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so eyebrows, eyeshadow base, and I'm using concealer as my eyeshadow base today because I'm using neutral brown shades, so it's not really going to make too much of a difference if I use a white base or a nude base, and I'm running out of my white base, so I want to kind of save that. But yeah, first we're going to apply some shades into the crease. So I'm going to go in with this shade here called Falcon, and using a miniature blending brush, I'm using the Sigma E36 blender, which is a little bit smaller than a regular blending brush. So it's nice and defined, but it's also going to keep the edges nice and blurred. I'm using this to apply that Falcon shade into the crease and using small circular motions to really buff that in and get the colour packed on. I'm doing this from the inner part of the crease by the tear duct, and I'm going around and winging it out towards the outer corner of the eye. So doing a nice big flick up towards the tail of the eyebrow and just getting that colour nice and dark and trying to keep the edges as blended as possible so that it's easier to blend out in the next step. Okay, so that is the darkest shade down. It's slightly blended as well, so hopefully that's going to make it easier to blend with the next shades. So next I'm going to go in with this shade here called Doo-Doo. And using a small domed crease brush, I'm going to apply this shade to the edge of what we've already applied. So I'm applying this using small circular motions, and that's just going to really help to blend the two shades together and also to pack that colour on so we get it nice and vibrant. And this is also going to keep the edges nice and blended as well, so that when we blend it out using the final shade, it's going to look as blended as possible and, you know, not take as long. Okay, now we're going to go in with the final crease colour to get the whole thing blended out. So I'm going to go in with this shade here called Wicker, and using a fluffy blending brush, I'm basically doing the same thing that I was doing before. So I'm placing this half on the colour that we've already got and half on the blank skin above, you know, that. And I'm applying in small circular motions to buff the colours in together, keep the edges nice and blended out, and really pack that colour on. So just doing this all the way across the crease and out in the winged shape towards the outer corner. And once I've finished with that and got the colour on nicely, I'm just going to go back and forth between all three shades and just reapply and blend until I'm happy with the way they're looking and the colours are all blended together nicely and really blurred and diffused at the edges. Okay, so that is the crease and nice and blended, all the colours are on and it's starting to look really good. So I'm going to prep to do a cut crease. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my favourite Vaseline trick, so using Vaseline obviously, and also a flat rounded concealer brush, and I'm just using this to help remove the product that's on the eyelid. So I'm going to do a winged out cut crease shape, so following the shape of the crease that we've already applied, and I'm just going to use the Vaseline to loosen up the makeup and wipe that away using a cotton tip. And this is just going to help give us a nice clean canvas for our base that we're going to apply to do the cut crease, and it's also going to give us a nice little template for us to follow to make it easier as well. Now that the eye is all prepped to do the cut crease, we're going to do the cut crease. So taking some of my P.Louise base, this is in the shade Rumour 0, which is the white shade, and also a flat rounded concealer brush. I'm using the Inglot 22T. I'm applying the base in the same way that I've already prepped on the eye. So using patting motions to keep the edges of that nice and rounded, and also to make sure that we've got an even layer across the eye. So I'm just doing this from the inner corner by the tear duct all the way around out into the outer corner where it's coming out in a winged shape to meet the tail of the eyebrow. Okay, so we've got the crease all carved out and I'm getting really excited. So let's put some colour on there. I'm going to start off with Falcon, the darkest brown shade that we used in the crease. And I'm going to apply this in kind of a winged eyeliner shape, starting from the inner corner at the tear duct and ending right out at the tip of the eyebrow. I want to make this really nice and smoky, and when it's all done I want it to kind of join up with the top of the cut crease before going in with the next shade Rumour and the same brush that I used for that, and just doing the same thing basically, applying this on the edge of the Falcon shade and using small circular motions to really blend the colours in together. Then I'm going to go in with the final crease shade Wicker, but I'm going to go in with a smaller all over shader brush this time, just so that I can fit it all in on the eyelid, and I'm using that to blend out the entire, winged liner portion of the look, making sure that we're leaving a gap in the cut crease in towards the center of the face. We want to leave a decent amount of room there for our shimmer shade, and I'm going to apply that using another all over shader brush to that part that we've left unset. Just making sure that you pack that on really nicely to get that nice and shimmery, and making sure that all of the white base is set with eyeshadow. Okay, so that is the top of the eye complete. This is definitely a new style for me of eyeshadow. I haven't really done anything like this before. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I am excited to see what it looks like when it's all finished. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? So the next thing I'm going to do is smoke out the lower lash line. So I'm going to apply some concealer to my under eye to be my eyeshadow base. I'm using the Makeup Revolution concealer and the same brush that I used to carve out the crease. And then I'm going to apply the same colours that I applied in the crease. So I'm applying Falcon first, the darkest brown, and getting that really packed on. Then I'm going to go in with Rumour, the next shade, and applying that in the same way, and just getting that colour really blended into the dark brown and keeping the edges nice and soft. Then I'm going to go in with Wicker, the lightest yellowy shade, and the same brush that I used for that, and just applying that last to kind of blend everything all out and blend all the colours in together as well. Okay, so that is pretty much the look complete. I'm just going to go do my face makeup and then I'll be back to finish everything off for you guys. Okay, so that's done, and now it's time to add a little bit of highlight. So I'm going to go in with kind of the only highlighting kind of shade in the palette, which is this shade here called Manuka. I'm going to be applying it with two different brushes. So I'm going to use the small mini eyeshadow brush for around my eyes and the large fluffy highlighting brush for my cheekbones and my face. So using the mini eyeshadow brush, I'm applying this to my tear duct and my brow bone, and then using the large highlighting brush, I'm applying this to my cheekbones, the tip of my nose and my cupid's bow. Now I'm just going to add some eyeliner to the waterline. So I'm going to go in with my NYX eyeliner in the shade brown and just applying this to my waterline to help tie the whole thing together and, match with the eyeshadow. Now for my lips, I'm going to go in with something brown to kind of match the look. So I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Fighter. Okay, now the last thing left to do is just to apply mascara and false eyelashes. So the lashes I'm going to be using today are, of course, again, my XO Beauty Faux Mink lashes, and these are another one of the new Faux Mink lash styles. So these are in the style Goddess. They're really nice, kind of like cat eye shape lashes. So I'm going to apply these off camera and then I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. So here we have the completed look with lashes. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I'm glad that I like stepped outside of my comfort zone a little bit and like tried a new kind of style. Like it probably doesn't look that different to you, but it's like the winged out kind of shape with the like smoky liner that comes across instead of it being like fully blended like that way. Does that even make sense? I don't know. But yeah, it feels different to me, and I'm liking the darker lipstick. It's been good to wear a bit of dark lipstick lately, which I don't get to do too often. So it's nice to kind of switch it up a bit. The gold shade Corfi, oh my god, that is so vibrant and creamy and pigmented. It is such a nice eyeshadow shade. You guys, if you haven't tried it, the formula is just like on point. So I'm really happy with that, and all around I'm really happy with the palette. There's probably like only 3 shades maybe that I haven't tried yet, so I'm looking forward to trying those and, you know, being able to kind of have a say on the palette as a whole. I love wearing like browns and yellows and stuff like that because I feel like it makes the blue of my eyes stand out a lot more. So if you've got blue eyes, then this is probably like a really good look or color combo for you to try out. Even if you don't have the native palette, you can try it with like what you do have, if you have anything kind of similar. So yeah. In my last tutorial that I did using the native palette, I kind of like went on and on and on at the end, and it took me forever to edit. So I think I'm just gonna leave it short and simple and leave it at that. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, then give it a thumbs down. But if you did enjoy the video, then feel free to hit that subscribe button and tick that little bell button so you can get notified every time I post a new video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.